Hi folks, we've added a feature onto the Scorpion Technology website for people interested in taking the amateur radio exam. We've set up some practice exam questions for you to have a bit of fun with and to improve your knowledge. And even if you're not interested in doing the amateur radio exam, you can test your own radio knowledge for a bit of fun. So basically what you do is you go onto the scorpiontechnology.ie website and then scroll down, and then over on the left hand side there's a logo there saying Irish Amateur Radio Quiz. So if you click on that, it will actually open up a new page and it'll show you the topics and the amount of questions that you can do. So for example, regulations and licensing, there's 30 questions on that one. Operating procedures, there's 35 questions on that. And there's 9 sections in this Irish Amateur Radio Quiz, and there's about 260 questions in total that you can actually try. Also, there's a button here at the end that says about the exam and the disclaimer. If you click on that, it gives you a bit of background information regarding the Irish radio exam and the difference between the UK and the US. In Ireland, it's an all or nothing exam. You have to do the whole exam. It's not broken down into 3 sections. And obviously we have a disclaimer as well, just to let you know that if you fail your exam and you're relying on these questions to pass your exam, that would be the wrong thing to do. This is only just a basic amateur radio quiz. Also, what we have is a link to a sample Irish amateur radio exam paper, which is this link here, the IRTS sample exam paper 2022. So you can click on that link and that will bring you to an actual exam paper that you can try out. So if we go back to return menu and we'll select one of these options, so we'll go to regulations and licensing. So you will be presented with 30 questions and they will be basically A, B, C, D, and you choose the answer. So for the first one there, what should you do before using a new band? Now, if you take your guess, let's say we make sure we'll take a guess and say check license permissions. And if you don't want to do the 30 questions and just want to check the answer, you can click on the show and hide answer. And it says the correct answer, I was correct there with that answer. And then you can hide it again. If you go down, if you answer all the questions and you go down the list and then you click on submit quiz, it'll give you a list of all the questions on whether they're right or wrong. So the question that I answered there was question 25 and that was correct. Now, if we want to see a detail of why that answer was correct, we would go down here. By the way, it shows you there your score. So I got 1 out of 30, which was 3%. And that's always good to know as well. So if you click on view detailed review, then we'll go down to the question that we answered because we didn't answer any of the others. We go down the list and it says here, what should you do before using a new band? Well, the correct answer was check license permissions. Why is that? Well, always confirm the band is permitted under your license. So not only does the quiz tell you the correct answer to the question, but it gives you an explanation if you want to go into detailed view. So if we go back and we can either go back to the quiz and we can start again, or we can return to the main menu. Now, also what we have incorporated in this is that if we go back into regulations and licensing, you'll notice that the question has changed. It's not the same question that originally came up, and we've designed it in that way just to kind of mix things up and not always have the same question at the top or down the bottom or whatever. So it's just a bit of fun to kind of mix it up and have a bit of fun with it. Now, if you don't answer any questions and you click on submit, it just says quiz results, no questions answered, and there's nothing comes up there. And again, you can go back to the quiz or go back to the main menu. Now, obviously, developing something like this takes a lot of time and money, and we didn't want to invest too much at this moment in time with the quiz. We wanted to test to see if this was of interest to CB radio operators and amateur radio operators and people looking to do the exam. If we find there's a big interest in this, then we will look at developing this in a more professional way and maybe incorporate that into the actual website. And there might be a small fee with it as well, because development of any system obviously requires a small fee because it takes time and money to develop them. But for now, this is free for all CB and amateur radio people across the globe, not just in Ireland, but these questions are designed for the Irish exam. There are general questions in there that are non-specific, which other countries can actually do the quiz, and they'll be related to their exam as well. We hope you have fun with this. We'd appreciate your feedback on this quiz. You can either leave a comment underneath this video or send us an email at sales@scorpiontechnology.ie and let us know what you think. If there's any mistakes or typos or incorrect questions in the quiz, by all means, please let us know and we'll be happy to change and edit and correct them, because we want to make sure that the questions are correct for anybody doing the quiz. Thank you and have some fun. Take care.